Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Hello, and welcome to Let's Sip and Talk with Freema on this great Wednesday evening. I hope everybody is having a productive week so far. It's hump day. It's almost time for the weekend. And for the ones that work on the weekend, thank God you have a job. So find that positive out of that negative if you think that's a negative situation. But a lot of us don't. Anyway, without further ado, we have on Capo, and I hope I'm saying it right, KingLordCapo. He's a rapper. I can't wait to talk to him, pick his brain, you know, see where he get his energy from. So without further ado, let's bring on Capo.
I done seen my hood cry, cry, yeah. I done seen my mom cry, cry, yeah. Testify, fly, yeah. Wonder why. Hey, I done seen my hood cry, I done seen my mama cry, I done seen my grandma cry, I done seen my sister cry, done heard niggas testify, done watch how them birds fly. Sometimes I just wonder why, sometimes I just wonder why. I gotta live in the jungle, I gotta live in the jungle. I came up from the struggle, now I can take care of my mama. Got niggas that still in the jungle, yeah, them boys still in the jungle. Ain't never lion, tigers, and bears. When you live in the jungle, you fight to survive and you learn from the hustle, you do. I put that on mama, I told her I got her, I die for the harness. Got a lot of niggas hating on me, got a 40, I ain't worried about none. There's a lot of niggas out here told them things, but they ain't shooting at none. They ain't talking about nothing. See them on the grand flex, they stun. On the book showing all they guap, but they be a bunch of guap they ain't got. Pussy niggas wanna take my spot. A lot of them FaceTime with the cops. Bunch of bitches set you up for the ride. Said you riding, but they know the whole line. Free my niggas, they doing one lie. They out here trying to take my life. Every hour it's a homicide. They wanna see my mama cry. Kept 100 the whole damn time. Police killing all of my kind. I done seen my hood cry. I done seen my hood cry. I done seen my mama cry. I done seen my grandma cry. I done seen my sister cry. Done heard niggas testify. Done watch how them birds fly. Sometimes I just wonder why. Sometimes I just wonder why. I gotta live in the jungle. I gotta live in the jungle. I done came up from the struggle. Now I can take care of my mama. Got niggas that still in the jungle. Yeah, them boys still in the jungle. Ain't nothing but lion, tigers, and bears. When you live in the jungle. When you live in the jungle, you can't fumble. I know I'ma ride for my niggas. You better have a squad full of hitters. Every corner, every block is a killer. You gotta deal with the liars. You gotta deal with the violence. You gotta watch for your partner, cause everybody ain't riding. It's hard not to cry when your grandma can't see and your sis gotta eat from a tube. If drugs all around you, this killer get killed. I'm saying though, what would you do? These streets out here don't love you, bro. They turn their back on you. These guns ain't got no safety, don't believe they blast at you. Ain't no father figure, so the young boy act the fool. I done see the hood cry, I know the hood crying. These streets out here don't love you, bro. They turn their back on you. I done see the hood cry, I know the hood I done see my hood cry, I done see my mama cry, I done see my grandma cry, I done see my sister cry. Done heard niggas testify, done watch how them birds fly. Sometimes I just wonder why, sometimes I just wonder why. the jungle. Never came up from the struggle. Now I can take care of my mom. Got niggas that still in the jungle. Yeah, them boys still in the jungle. Ain't nothing but lion, tigers, and bears. And you live in the jungle.
I am feeling that.
I appreciate it.
Bears, we live in it. I like that. So before I get into that, because I got a habit of jumping right in when I hear something I enjoy and like. Tell us a little about yourself, your name, and give us a little background.
All right, so KingLordCapo is my name. So everybody asked me like, where did I get that name from, KingLordCapo? So I was just thinking like three strong things, like King, Lord, and then Capo in Italian is boss. So I just put those three things together, and I feel like it's something different. It's gonna make you okay. Let me see what he's talking about. Let me see what he's rapping about. I just wanted to be put out there and be different. You know what I mean?
So you went out there strong with a bang.
Exactly.
With that name.
Exactly.
Okay, so how did you start rapping? Like, where did the songwriting, the rapping, where did all this originate from?
So it came up when I was younger. Like I normally was, writing poems and stuff in school. And then it wasn't until like later on I started getting in the studio, making songs and stuff like that, and as a hobby, you know what I mean? And then I just started taking it serious and going up from there.
Okay. So how long would you say you've been doing this? Like really serious about it?
I say about 11 years. 11 years like in the studio. Just really going at it.
I didn't expect you to say that, because if you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to answer this question, how old are you? You can give me a roundabout.
I'm 30.
Okay, so you've been doing this for a while then.
For a little while, right.
So what drives you? Like what started you to actually get into this industry, to want to be that rapper, that songwriter? Like what started you with this?
So like me rapping for 11 years is like I've been going through stuff like, through my lifetime periods, like stuff I done seen and been through. So it's like I feel like with music, it's an art, you know what I mean? You kind of captivate your mind and everything like that, and put it on wax and put it for people to listen to, people to hear your story, people to hear your pain and stuff like that. So it's like a stress reliever for me, you know what I mean? I do it for fun, but at the same time, it's like I'm putting out a message as well, you know what I mean? And putting everything together.
Absolutely. Interviewing and speaking with other rappers, that's the same thing. It's a stress reliever. It's something that is like therapeutic for them. So maybe a lot more people should rap, so we'll have a better world. You get what I'm saying? Because they're letting it out, they're putting it out there, and then they're letting it go because they already speaked it, they talked about it, and it's ongoing. So what the songwriting? So all that comes from what you've been through in your life, like, or do you speak on just things in general, or you speak on what you know?
So I speak on, I done seen a lot of things, I done been through a lot of things. So that song that you just played, like, it was stuff that I've been through, you know what I mean? And then it just so happened they had a movie, you know what I mean? The Boys in the Hood, right? And it kind of captivated the story I was telling, and it matched everything that I was talking about. Yeah, and the same thing as far as with the movie, that captivated what a lot of us, was going through and what we've been through. Exactly.
Absolutely. That was very creative. I've never seen anything like that. Like when I was looking at it, it was like, wow, how. Was that very time consuming? I don't know if you have someone that actually puts your stuff together, for you, your work and everything. But when you did that song, did that movie come to your mind for you do it that way, or was it vice versa? Like,
so once I initially did the song, that's when it was like, okay, what can I put it towards? So I already had that in my mindset. I was like, I'm gonna put it towards a movie, you know what I mean? So people can see and stuff like that and relate to. So once I pitched the idea to the the video director, the guy, he ended up just chopping everything up and making it match, and it was very easy for him because everything kind of related out, you know what I mean? Everything laid out perfectly.
So, Mr. KingLordCapo, how long do you be in the studio? Let's say I say, you know what, I need an album done. Hypothetically speaking, how long does that take you to produce that album?
So as far as the album goes, like I've dropped mixtapes. I haven't dropped the album just yet, but I've dropped a whole bunch of songs. But I can
Okay.
normally drop 2 songs in 1 hour.
So let me ask you this, because
Mm-hmm.
to be honest with you, I'm not very knowledgeable in this area. So
Mm-hmm.
when you said you drop a mixtape and not an album, I thought it was the same thing. I thought songs that go on, let's say CDs. I don't even know if they have CDs anymore, but I thought that was an album, regardless if it's a mixtape or not. You get what I'm
So
saying? So what's the difference?
sometimes people make their mixtape an album, but with mixtape, it's like, okay, I'm not trying to create any. What's the word? It's kind of like putting yourself out there. Like they might be rapping on other people's beats and stuff like that. And obviously,
Oh, that's
right,
a
you can't.
mixtape.
Right, you can't monetize off somebody else's beat. They didn't pay for the beat, so that's kind of like a mixtape. But when I pay for the beat and put it as my own song, that's my own. That's my own music.
Okay, so a mixtape is basically to promote yourself, to put yourself
Correct.
out there.
Exactly.
Oh, see, I learn
Yeah.
something new every day. That's why I love doing these things. Okay,
Yeah.
because I'm like, people say mixtape, album. I didn't know a
Mhm.
difference. So album more so is yours. That's something you
Exactly.
can monetize from. Got you.
Right.
Thanks for explaining that to me.
No problem.
Darlene Corbett said his music is tight, reminds me of old school rap in New York.
New York. Yeah.
Have you heard that before? Did anybody ever compare you to any other rappers or any other states?
All
Where
the
are you
time.
located, Capo?
So right now I'm in Virginia, but before when I first started rapping, they were like, "Oh, you sound like you from Chicago," or music I'm putting out now is more got like a New York feel to it. So people are like, "Oh, you from up north," and stuff like that. So it's like, me traveling and doing things is like I'm versatile. I'm very versatile. I even have a reggae song out. You know what I mean? I'm very versatile when it comes to my music. Yes.
I love that. So that means your songs can be played in the club. And when I say that, like some person's songs, okay, it got to be a certain type of,
Right.
Vibe and stuff. But if you're versatile like that, that means your music can just be played at any time and anywhere.
Exactly. I got fans over in they got them in Nigeria. I got people listening to my music in Japan, the Caribbean. So it's all over the place.
Well, that's awesome. How do you promote yourself? How do you put yourself out there?
So
like, what's your marketing strategy? Share some stuff.
So stuff I've done with marketing as far as, all right, I'm using Instagram and stuff like that. Paying for promo or going ahead and having other people post my music that have bigger platforms than I do. They post my music on their platforms and just getting streams and views like that.
Mm-hmm. Got you. So if someone wanted to hear your music and things, how can they locate you, Capo?
So I'm on all streaming platforms. So I'm on Amazon Music, iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, YouTube.
Wow.
You can just type my name in Google and all my music and stuff will pop up. Okay,
so they just type in KingLordCapo and they can get all your music, download your music, purchase your music, and all that good stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how has this whole pandemic, and I know a lot of us are so tired of talking about it. We're tired of hearing about it. Right. I got vaccinated, by the way. I don't know if you're going to hate me after that, but we're hoping this thing go away. So how has that affected your career?
I say as far as music, if anything, it made me focus more. And I've actually put out more music during the pandemic than I have any other time. Being that I had all that time to myself and stuff like that. So it's like I was able to, everything kind of slowed down. You know what I mean? Right.
I just want to say this real quick, because with your response, I've been asking that question a lot because, of course, that's what's been going on. And everybody that I spoke with was so positive about this pandemic. So if there's anyone that's out there watching and felt like, 2020 was the worst, 2021 can't get better. Come on now. Like he said, he put out the most music during this time. It was time for us to reflect on ourselves and figure out what it is, what talent, what can we do to better ourselves, to make us a better person for the next day. So I hope y'all take this day, as a lesson, as a learning opportunity, and say, you know what, if KingLordCapo can do it, I can do it too. Moving forward, I am going to make this pandemic make me something great. Figure out what I can do, what I can invest in, what I can, learn about myself. So I'm happy that you said that, because I think a lot of people found positive aspects out of the pandemic, but a lot of people held it as a crutch and didn't do what they could have done. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I appreciate that feedback from you.
Yeah,
I do want to ask, this is something that I ask everyone that comes on for, like all the little King Lord Capos, all the little guys out there that wish they were in your shoes, that love your music, want to be like you when they get older. What do you tell them? How do you encourage them? What words of inspiration would you give them?
I would say it's nothing holding you back. You know what I mean? Like I've recorded songs off my phone. I've recorded songs in the closet. Like, you know what I mean? Just using any kind of resource to get my sound out, to get my music out. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Maybe the quality wasn't that as good, but you can make it work. You get what I'm saying? There's no excuse for anything. Everybody get the same amount of hours in the day and stuff like that. So it's no excuse. Everybody should go ahead and like you said, during the pandemic, like you have time to focus. It's people that done start their own business during this pandemic. It's people that done focused on other things, took more classes, got their degrees, all that good stuff. So it's like, you should, for the rappers out there, you should just go ahead and like just do whatever that drives you. If this is really your craft and stuff, you should go ahead and push. I done drove an hour or 2 hours just to go to the studio. Like I'm that dedicated, you know.
Yeah, keep pushing. I see the dedication in you, and that's what it takes to get where you want to be. So don't ever stop. And thanks for that feedback. I know there are obstacles that a lot of rappers face, a lot of pushback, a lot of nah, bro. Because I know people got to be honest with you. How did you overcome that? How did you say, okay, you may say no, but I'm going to keep going? What motivates you?
So to be honest with you, I don't care what nobody say. If I feel like the music sound good to me, I'm going to push it out. You know what I mean? I done had backlash from some of my music, like, oh, I think you sound like this person or you sound like that person. It's like, bro, this is my music. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. You get what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, you got to do what makes you feel right. You got to speak from the heart. You know what I mean? That's the only way you're going to go forward.
Absolutely. Capo, do you have any children? Do you have any boys or little girls that you feel may become rappers or anything like that?
So I got 2 boys and a daughter. Okay. So my boys are 11 and 10 and my daughter's 3. So they listen to my music. Obviously, they don't listen to the ones that got a lot of cursing in it and stuff. Right. But they know that, hey, daddy goes to the studio. Daddy puts time and money into, this is a side business for him. This is something that he believes in. This is something that he can do. And his music on all these platforms.
Right, so, absolutely.
So they can look at me, music is a business. You know what I mean? They looking at me as a bit like a businessman. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Oh, he's making money off his music. He's doing this. This is another job for him. I understand that. I can do the same thing.
Absolutely. Now, what is your Instagram name, your Facebook name, so I can follow you, so we can share each other's stuff. It's called networking and everything. So how does someone find you on Facebook, Instagram, whatever platforms you on?
So Instagram is KingLordCapo, Twitter is KingLordCapo. Basically, all my social media is
KingLordCapo. Okay. Yeah. All right. And a viewer here, Latondra, said, I listen to you and my Baddie Rose all the time on YouTube. All right. Well, then, see, you have a viewer that I know from South Carolina personally that listens to your music. Isn't that something?
That's crazy.
Wow. That's crazy. And that's interesting. And that's a good thing. So keep it going. Thank you. So is there anything else? Because like I told you, I don't like to keep people all night. I know it's Wednesday. I know we grinding, this is still considered networking and helping each other out. But however, is there something that you would like to say, get off your chest, put in the atmosphere, anything?
I mean, at the time, like, I think we kind of covered the bases as far as like putting your music out there and putting yourself out there and not being condemned to what everybody else is doing, but being different and being yourself. I think that's the most important thing. And I want people to, get that out of this whole message. This whole video is like, you can do whatever you want to do. You just got to put your mind to it. There's no limitation on what you can do.
Absolutely.
And I respect what you're doing with the podcast and stuff like that, because you're getting positive messages across and stuff like that. So I respect what you're doing as well.
I appreciate it. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know if a lot of people understand it, with the whole, I don't like to say interviews because I feel like I have conversations and I feel like we can all learn from each other and get motivated from one another. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's my purpose behind this whole thing. I don't care if I help one person in 24 hours. That means I did something that day.
Exactly.
I achieved something. So when I say always find a positive out of a negative, I don't care how small you think that positive is, but you succeeded at something that day. So that's what I always try to put out there. So King Capo, again, I don't want to look, I done shorten your name up. I'm sorry. King Lord Capo. Again, I don't want to hold you too long. I did enjoy our conversation. I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit, see what you were focused on, where you came from, all that good stuff. As we see, we have viewers that listen to your music that I had no idea that listened to it. So that's a good thing. Keep grinding. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep motivating the youth. Keep putting music out there that speaks volumes, because the song that you played, that we played on a show tonight, a lot of us go through that. A lot of us don't look like what we've been through. A lot of us don't look like what we're going through, but to know that we have someone out there that can actually relate to us and put it in a song, it speaks volumes. So keep doing what you're doing. Have any questions for me before we end this segment?
No, but I did want to say there's one thing too. So it's like, granted, I make music as well, but it's like I do a lot of stuff for the community, and the message that I put out is positive too. You know what I mean? Whether you do music or dance and stuff like that, like, I'm going to school as well. I'm like 11 classes away from my bachelor's and stuff like that. So it's like, I do stuff for the community. I done bought kids shoes and stuff to go to school with. I done did positive things. Like, I don't put it out there. You know what I mean? But I just want people to think it's more than rapping. It's more than what you do. It's you as a person. You know what I mean? To give back to people that's not fortunate. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And that's amazing. And we hear it all the time. That's how you get your blessings. That's how you get it back. But without all of that, not saying that's a bad thing, don't get me wrong, but you're doing that because that's who you are. That's what you want to do. You want to help somebody. You're going to help somebody, and to give back to the community, it's no other way. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that with us, because a lot of people think, oh, okay, he's rapping, whatever. What else is he doing? Well, and then you're going to get your bachelor's, and all that good stuff. So kudos to you. You got 3 kids. You're going to get your bachelor's. You're rapping. You got a lot going on. And to have a good head on your shoulder and staying positive and stable, you rock. So make sure you keep that up. Definitely don't stop. Definitely do not stop grinding. I see a lot into you. And as Alan mentioned to me before, and again, you don't have to speak about it, that you're an awesome dad. You know what I mean? Like, you're an awesome dad. Keep up the good work with that. I know it's hard for a lot of, and you don't have to answer this. Are you a single dad, or you're just an awesome dad in your kid's life?
So I would say, like, I'm a single dad. So I got custody of my kids 5 years ago. But I'm with my girlfriend and stuff like that, and she has a daughter as well, and I'm raising her daughter as my daughter. You know what I mean? So we're doing this big family thing, but as well as, like, you know what I mean? Just like what I was speaking on before, like, I done went to court and got my kids. You get what I'm saying? Like, other.
You know what? I'm not. I hate to stop you. I hate to stop you, but I really feel like, and I'm gonna ask you this, and you can decline this conversation, because on Friday night I do open discussion. Okay. I do open discussion, and we talk about things that, and I always say, dare to be different. Talk about things that people don't want to talk about. Put it out there. Would you be willing to come back on? And I don't want to put you like boom right now, because Friday you're probably busy. If not, let's do it this Friday. But would you be willing to talk about? Because it seemed like you was about to go into it. I was
about to go in. I'm an open book. You know what I mean?
So can we set something up for a Friday night to talk about the single dads? Because I'm gonna be honest. I'm a woman at the end of the day. When I'm doing my talks, maybe I do be dogging them in a little bit, maybe because I'm a woman at the end of the day. Would you be willing to come on and talk about being a single dad, the process, how it is, what it is you do? Would you be willing to do that one Friday night?
I'm willing for it all. I'm willing to do that.
Are you available this Friday night?
This Friday, I'll be available just for you. I'll be up here. You got my word.
So I think we're on the same time zone. I do it at 8 p.m. on Friday nights. So I didn't mean to stop you, but you understand why now. Right. I want to do this segment Friday night called maybe single dads, or it's not just the women, something along those lines, so we can let it be known that it is men out there that actually go to the forefront, do what they got to do as a dad. Right. So we're going to hold that conversation for a Friday night. Kudos to you. I love that. I love that. And kudos to your girlfriend for actually, helping out with the 3. Then you got her, so y'all one big family. Exactly. So kudos to both of y'all, seriously. Yeah. Single Dads Rock. We're going to talk about it this Friday night at 8 o'clock. I hate to put you on blast like that, but hey.
No, you good. Well, I'm an open book. You get what you get. I'm good. I'm willing to talk about it.
Love it. So I want you to stay on really quick. Okay. So just so we can talk a little bit more. But you guys, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I didn't mean to cut them off, but as you see why, because that goes into a whole nother segment that I feel we need to talk about, because a lot of our men get set to the back burner as deadbeat dads, or dads not doing anything. We have one here that we just kind of dived into and didn't know it with my big mouth, just talking about children. And he's I'm not going to say a single dad, but he's a single dad for his 3 children. And we're going to talk about it Friday night on Let's Sip and Talk with Freema at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys tune in. And as we always say on Let's Sip and Talk with Freema, peace and love.
Peace.